Alright, so in this one, I want to discuss slash rant. This isn't like intended to be a rant, but I know very easily it could become one. I just want to discuss though at the beginning here, and if it becomes one, then great. There's your free little rage content for the day, because it's gonna be every day feeling like with running into this team. This team needs to be talked about more, because this is ridiculous. Now, there's two ways Legends can do this, and just give me your thoughts, right? You know, throughout the discussion of this question, this point, this, that, and the other. This team, this trio right here, is the best. I downplayed it. I thought, it's a little overrated. It's not that great. No, I was wrong. I'm dumb. It happens. You know, sometimes you're dumb, sometimes you're smart. Today I was dumb. What are you gonna do, right? This team is the best, and it is like unfathomably the best. Like, you know how Daima was like guaranteed number one? This is guaranteed number one. It's not even like, there's no contention to this team to any other team that exists. And there's reasonings for it, and that's good and all. But the issue I kind of arrive with this team, and it is, I would say, in my opinion, a big issue, is that there's a distinct difference between this and Daima. Now, with Daima, you remember what it was. Majin Ku, Mini Ku, or Super Saiyan Vegeta, and then Daima 4 Ku, right? And obviously, you're going to struggle, right? You're not running Daima, you're going to struggle against it. But you could still use units that were, like, older. Like, let's say, you know, I'm running into Daima, and I pull out, a good example would be USG. Well, USG could go neutral in some settings and do some decent damage to the green units and still do some competent damage to everybody else. No one's, like, overly tanking on Daima, right? That's their flaw. They could heal a lot, they could sustain a lot, they could be annoying as hell. And then they have the flaw of their defenses aren't good. So once you do get a kill on Daima, okay, things are starting to crumble. Where I have my kind of thing with Saiyan Saga, where it's, again, I'm not calling either one more toxic than the other, because one's toxic in this nature of gimmicks, and one's toxic in this other nature, which Saiyan Saga here. The toxicity is the everythingness of it. When you build Saiyan Saga, you are building this team, and then guess who's on the bench? You have an HP buffer that gives you a green card. These units also make green cards. Then, as well as, because we are talking about Daima, funny enough, this unit is essentially a healthy, quote-unquote, individually healthy Majin Ku, because right here, when this character is standby, you ally heal 10%. Majin Ku does the same thing. 15%, 10%, whatever it is. He's healing your team when you switch away from him. And he's also supporting when you switch away from him. So, they have their own Majin Ku, this team. Again, it's not the toxic nature of paralyze, faint, blah, 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 blah. It's not that. It's not. But it's the nature of the infinites, the infinite going, the infinite living. Because if you live too long, it's going to be a tough time to beat these units. And even more so than that, this guy's basically unkillable. I mean, you can kill him. Yeah, run a green unit. Run like Mini Ku or something. Get some snipe stuff. But like, a blue unit dying to a green does not happen the same speed that it happens with this character to any other blue in the game. Try any other blue and use Mini Ku 3 card, most likely going to pop a life, right? Or pop something there. Get very close. Mini Ku does 3 cards to this guy, maybe 60, maybe 70 within 4 cards. It's just ridiculous. And obviously, yes, he shouldn't die in one combo and one catch from Mini Ku, but the point stands that this is the tankiest blue in the game. Even MUI is getting out-tanked by this unit because the equipment. Just to, again, go over this premise here of this exists. Look at the Saiyan Saga equipment for a second here. And this isn't even the full point. Look at the Saiyan Saga equipment for a second. This here, you would run all 3, right? Why not? I mean, you can. What do you lose? You have double pure offense and base health. Reminder of that. This equip here, you run all 3. Run double pure defenses on both. You know, running all 3 of them, run triple double pure defenses. Why not? Do you think you need offense? Kaioken has, like, he gives damage and Fiku gives damage. Just run double, triple pure defense and 50% base health. So you're going to have it where all 3 of these units, if you run those 2 equips right there, right? All 3 of them will be getting bare minimum 25% health, because this is a 10% peak, obviously. And then this is a 50% peak. As well as, Goku has a 3rd equip here, whether it be from the PvP, actually from here, this actually could be something, but that's not health. He has the Awaken X3 Kaioken equip, gives him some damage, or, if we were looking at Vegeta, again, 25% health already from 2 equips. You look at Vegeta, and then you slap on this equip, these units are getting 25 to 35% base health, while also getting double pure defenses, as well as the main point of this here, on top of the infinite greens, they have the highest damage guard in the game. Damage guard is very simple. Maybe people don't know, but I'll explain it to you here. So let's say, right there, okay, so there's 180% damage guard, it has 280% damage inflicted. So you just subtract. You subtract 280 from 180. So you are doing, if this Goku is hitting this Goku with just these numbers right here, he'll be doing 100% damage to that Goku, right? That is very high. That is very ridiculous. Now, we have units in the past, again, the whole point of comparison being USG to Daima, these units weren't getting these overwhelmingly high damage reductions. You know, you had the 60 to 70% and all that stuff, but those are percentiles configuring to those other units. So, like, USG having, I don't know, let's say he has a 300% and it's 70% damage reduction for Daima Furuku. Okay, so you're taking off a cut of that. But this is a flat number. So to every unit, which units are not getting higher damage than these, they're the newest, they're going to be getting progressively worse and worse and worse. A good example I could give you here is LFMZ. I used him. I used a double Zenkai buff. I used him 14 stars. This dude, I remember one specific spot, and given this Kaioken Goku did heal, which is also a talking point of this Goku, my MZ did a raw blue to Kaioken Goku. It did 300,000 after that gauge did its heal. 300,000. Maybe it did like 800 at peak without the heal. Did 300. 14 star double Zenkai buff MZ on a raw blue did 300k to this character. And I know it wasn't a 14 stars. I know this wasn't a 14 star Kaioken I was fighting. Do you see my point of argument here? Again, this is more discussion, but argument's sake, where Daima had this issue of, yeah, it's tedious, it's annoying, yeah, it's still the best, but you could still run others. You could still try to compete with others. Brother in Christ, I just tried to use MZ. I thought I was using a unit from 2022. I felt like I was using the tag 4s instead of MZ, because I couldn't tell the difference with my damage settings to these new units, to this specific unit. Again, Vegeta, you know, is in the discussion as well of, like, the nature of this whole dilemma, I guess you would call, but it really is just Kaioken, because this infinite gauge thing, with the infinite Fiku, again, just think about it simply. Swap into Fiku, swap out of Fiku. Kaioken's going to heal on his gauge, Fiku's going to heal him, he's going to spawn greens, Mr. Yajirobe, which also team heals from Fiku, right? Because let's look at this green card here. Oh, own health, sorry. His ultimate team heals, which, by the way, is a lot of health. But also, to the point, he himself is going to heal when he swaps out. So this unit is living forever, supporting Kaioken forever. You're running 25% base health equips. You have the highest stats in the game, the highest damage guard in the game, and everyone has less than you. Does my point get across to a degree that's like, huh, this is just a bit overwhelming. Now, Legends can go one of two routes with this. I fear which route they go, obviously. They go one of two routes, where they make every team a similar vibe to this. Now, they will fail, because we do not have HP buffing green card holders on every single roster in the game, which this was just a very big stroke of luck for Saiyan Saga. A very fucking annoying one, because holy shit. I don't think it's understood. Watch any of my previous, watch my Broly video, my MZ video, my Gotenks video, watch any. Watch how my units, my Gotenks, Super Saiyan 2 Gohan, Gohan Trunks, hit to a degree. Like, watch, just see how they are tickling a high star or a low star of Kaioken and even Vegeta and even Fiku. Fiku most likely being high stars because, you know, he's old as hell. But watch how my units just tickle them, and then they have Saiyan Saga Goku Kaioken here can go up to like 600% damage. He's got support here. You can put Kakarot on a bench if you just leader Vegeta, so you got half a Zenkai buff. And you can even double Zenkai buff Fiku if you want so he lives longer with Namek Goku. You can do all of that for free. It's all there. Easy money, just free given to you. Again, there's two routes Legends can go with this. Whether it be the routes of, we're all getting these numbers, we're all getting, you know, 200% damage guard, 500% peak, and we're all happy-go-lucky. But then you start That's the good route, by the way. The issue then stems from that. Then they start alienating units. Like, I get it, units have to age, units have to get creeped. But yet again, I'm talking about LFMZ that is struggling. Like, not just struggling. He is grasping for air. And, you know, no one ever complained about his damage. They complained about his gauge. They complained about no endurance. They complained about his safety more than his damage. No one ever really complained about his damage. But to the Saiyan Saga team, I'm not even talking to blue units from the anniversary. So, him against MUI, MZ, I'm fine with. He actually does pretty good damage. And it's awesome. That's not the issue. They physically overwhelmingly did this tag because the equipments they have are too perfect. They made this bench character too good because realistically, this is the perfect bench in the entire game. A blue card holder would be worse than this. A green card holder is the perfect bench. As well as they gave the plat to a character that people are already trying to run. People are already trying to run Fiku before his plat. Now imagine him with it. Well, I'm sure you don't have to imagine. You have to deal with it. So we're already alienating units that aren't even 6 months old yet. And what I do, you know, as much as I hate using some of these old units, there's some, you know, I use them because I think not you are going to own every new unit. I'm not obtuse. I can clearly see that you will not own every new unit, and that's fine. You don't have to. So I'll use this old guy. You know, not too old, but sometimes too old. It happens. But I'll use this old unit. I'll use the LFMZ, I'll use the USG, and I'll find that diamond in the rough, and like, oh my god, they actually did well here. That's gonna happen from time to time. But if they continue this premise, which again, this is the good outcome, that can't happen. And I get, like, you want to kill UMV, you want to kill Super Saiyan 3, blah, blah, blah. But in the process, you start alienating these other units that don't deserve that. I mean, like, look at this. Look. Let me go to order received, and let me tell you units that I could try to run that genuinely would do something that is insane against Saiyan Saga. That is not from this anniversary. And let's say, let's skip Dragon Ball, because most likely you didn't summon for it, right? Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta, no, not really. Diamond 4 Ku doesn't really hit much at all. Majin Ku, no. Do, no. Cell, yeah, there's an exception. Hit, yeah, there's an exception. IT Goku, I mean, he can get 2-carded, so I guess he could hit something, maybe. I don't think he's gonna hit too crazy, but he can do a little bit of damage. Go on Trunks, no. Super Saiyan 3 Goku, he doesn't do any damage, but he can combo along, so I guess he can kind of cope that. Helps 30 debuffs, maybe something's there. Red Diamond Goku, no. Ultra Beast is silly putty at this point, we all know that. Keep going down. Yellow Goku Black, hell no. TVB, hell no. He's tickling everybody. Gotenks, I just used him, hell no. UMV, we all know is tickling people. And we just keep going down the list. I mean, again, there's some exclusions to this with, like, Mini-Ku and all of them. But, like, what? Cell hit Mini-Ku. Like, that's my exclusions. I couldn't even think of another that's like, oh, yeah, they could technically. Even God Goku. Everyone's been saying it. Since Part 2, God Goku's been starting to show his true form. Like, his original form. You know, where he was lackluster on drop and just not the greatest color and all that. He still is a really good color, because there's no purples. But God Goku is not strike, pop gauge, then pop main ability, pop a strike again, pop another gauge, ultimate. He's not doing that 3-card kill thing, 2-card kill thing. He's not doing that. He was for a good minute. I mean, look at everyone above him. He could do it to most of these units in the game that are above him. Shit, you could do a strike into ultimate on UMV with God Goku, and guess what? First life gone. Do 2 strikes later, most likely gonna pop him, kill him. That was happening, right? And again, I'm well aware they're going to power creep. But, like, this degree from Part 1 to Part 2, this did not feel this egregious. Because Part 1 units do not have these equips. I mean, Evo got a lot of defense equips, but it's one character that got those equips. MUI has a double offense pure that gives health. Well, that makes sense, because it's a damaging unit, so you should get double offense pure. But Saiyan Saga, you can fully optimize and build a full defense setup because the team has the infinite greens, which is going to heal your Fiku. You have the infinite swaps, because the green card's going to lower the sub counts, from Fiku, which is going to give you infinite heals. Then you have the infinite solar flares, which just gives a free vanish out, and you can have infinite solar flares. You have the infinite neutral from Kaioken, right? Because you pop a green card, you're neutral, you get more situation to keep going on. And then you also have even the safety mechanism, because Fiku with Vegeta, they're going to lower sub count by 10, and then you can't rush whoever you choose. So the only way to you physically beat Saiyan Saga if you are not running it, or even if you are running it, is you must snipe Kaioken. And even then, I don't think you're out of the clear. Like, you know, you could say, I don't know, I don't know, it was like, I'm trying to think of the team. Like, I guess you could say Ulton, Evil Boo, Kid Boo. You know, you just kill Ulton. Okay, you should win. Well, yeah, you probably will. You know, there's like a 60% chance from a 0 at that point if you snipe the Ulton out during 6th tier. But don't sell the other short. Evil Boo and Kid Boo could easily clutch. Fiku and Vegeta can very easily clutch. And it's not going to be something crazy for an opponent to get the second rush, because a lot of times if you are using a unit that is not from this anniversary, because there is so little that can be used that aren't from anniversary, you won't outdamage them before they second rush you. You'll go to timer. You will go to timer and most likely get double rushed. You might double rush them, but then there's also the other factor, which I already included, is that they had the highest damages in the game. So if Vegeta or Kaioken rushes you and they do a 15 million rush, and you got your unit that's a little bit, a couple months old, just a couple months, nothing crazy, just a couple months, MZ type old, guess what? You'll do like a 6 million rush. I mean, that's good, but they are gonna do near triple your rush, if not type advantage, right? I'm saying neutral here. They're gonna do like triple your rush damage. I mean, who are you gonna run against Vegeta? That's gonna be type advantage to Vegeta. What? Who are you running? Nobody, right? Kaioken? I mean, you can get something, but he's so much defense neutral, it probably won't even happen. So Vegeta always takes the rush because of the lower sub count, and even if Kaioken takes the rush, he can even live it. It's just a bit wild. Again, this is all stemming from the good outcome that they make these units in a more equivalent sense. Everyone's getting this high damage order. Everyone's getting high damage inflicted. Everyone's getting all this utility and shit. But we're not there. So at the starting line that we are at right now, this is so much oppression that I mean, if you do run an old unit, you most likely just won't win. You can fight a high or low star Saiyan Saga if you are running units that are not within at least I'm giving it like 3 months of age here. You are struggling 50,000 times harder. And I know the new unit should be the best. Well, agreed with that. But there's a level to it that they've kind of walked a decent line with, at least last year. Refusing SV was the best. But there's nothing that's like so overwhelming about him where it's like, oh, well, if I don't have him, I can't play the game. That's kind of what Saiyan Saga is getting to. If you don't have this trio and you're fighting this trio, you most likely just lose. It just is that. Unless you just outplay. But if you're both equal, you're both decent enough equal stars, you'll most likely just lose. And there's not much you can do about it. Because the utilities, because of the sustainability, and all that. That wasn't what happened in part 1. Sure, it was annoying, the WI. Sure, it was annoying, even MUI and hit and whatever. But you didn't need to have whole specific triage to, like, win. You could win with Cell against MUI and hit. You could win with Beast against MUI. You can win with God Goku and UMV against MUI. Try to run God Goku and UMV with whatever third you want against this. You can win, but the level of consistency, I guess you could say, between beating a team of the Saiyan Saga versus beating a team of reps from part 1 to part 2, it's like a 30% chance against reps. Against Saiyan Saga, you're looking at like a maybe 5 to 3% chance. I'm telling you this because this is my experience. I've been running these units that aren't too old, but they're not too new. So they're in that fine line. And I have never had a more struggle fest ever. Again, high or low star Saiyan Saga, I will get my shit rocked. I can outplay for, you see it, for 100 counts, 120 counts straight. They'll land maybe 3-4 combos. They'll land a rush that's just neutral. Match ends. I lost by 8 million. I lost by 12 million. They guess you once. even if you guess them, they're gonna out damage you. They're gonna out guard you. They're gonna out utility you. I'm not mad that Saiyan Saga exists because this team needed to be good. But the level they made it of this oppression state, I just don't know how they balance this with old units to new units. It's not the old units cannot compete to this. Again, I've been running them. I'm talking from experience. This whole video is because my experience just trying to use hits on a little PO team, and while I'm running shitty units alongside him, I even see hit struggling. I'm like, holy shit, I gotta build a team around hit. At this point, like, I never have to build a team around the other character. It's usually around the showcase, and they suck, but then the other character can carry me through it. I can't even have hit doing a job. I had hit fail time skips against Vegeta. You know what I mean? Like, it is ridiculous the level of oppression these units have created with their defensive bulk. It's the perfect storm of unkillable. Because no one really felt Daima was unkillable. They just thought, fucking hell, they're spam swapping, and I lose my cover null. Oh my god, what am I going to do? Well, you use units that have cover null on their plats. You use USGs, the Ultra Rosés, you use this, that, and the other. You use a card, swap out, drop combo, predict, whatever. You play around this premise. The Paralyze and Faint, just hope it doesn't happen, right? There's the RNG factor more so than anything. But this here, I can't play around units being the tankiest units in the game. What am I gonna do? I'm just here trying to use my little fucking... Okay, UMV, get out there! And UMV does like 6 cards, and the Viku is at 85% of his health still. Oh! Okay. Or I hit the Kaioken with like AoE green, so I'm neutral now because I have my gauge filled. I end the combo, he's still at full health. Oh, okay! Like, what can I do? There's nothing a player can do to control this. You can control at least somewhat of what's going on against Daima. Not fully. Again, I'm not trying to say Daima was healthy. I'm not. It's fucking toxic. It was probably more toxic than this. But there's some level of control to what you can run that was more allowable. Here, if you aren't running one of these anniversary units, whether it be NY, I mean, Evo, I guess, but I don't think Evo's going to cut through Kaioken, bro. Like, I'm just saying. If you aren't really running MUI or the Saiyan Saga, essentially, you are in a really bad spot. I mean, even running Cell, I've had myself fraud out recently, and it's just like, I know Cell. Bro's my guy. And during part 1, I do a blast into ultimate, and boom, I kill that MUI. This feet fuck here, I got this guy living my shit like it's a fucking extreme. And I'm just like, where'd that come from? And this is one of the units that people would say is fine enough to run right now. Again, I don't know if this is rant or not. I just felt like this needed to be said because I don't hear anyone saying this. Like, yeah, people say it's the best team and that's fine, and I agree now after fucking the shit I deal with. But, like, I don't think they've ever went to the depths of this. Like, this team physically has no flaw. You could say like, oh, it should have had this, it could have had this. Yeah, but what it does have makes it unflawable. The only way you can lose with Saiyan Saga is if you get your Kaioken snipes. If they get a lucky rush, a lucky snipe, a lucky this, that, and the other, that's it. But if you're fighting someone that's not using something that's quote-unquote the newest of the new, essentially, you most likely just can't lose. And if you do, then that's just a whole different argument of, well, then you just kind of suck. I don't know. I just worry. Because what if they don't follow this up? What if we get units that are just 50 times worse than these two on their individual settings of, okay, now this guy has 150% damage guard. Well, Kaioken has 180. Why the fuck's this guy at 150? What if they do that? Or what if they do the opposite, where they give the next guy, the Ultra, 220% damage guard? I couldn't even use fucking Evo at that point to use against him. You know, let's say it's a purple Ultra. I'm gonna use fucking Evo. Let's see what he can do neutral. Evo fucking does 10% of his health in like 7 cards because he has 220% damage guard. You see what I mean? Like, it is too much damage guard. Funny enough, DKP, Tambourine, they got their damage guard buffed, and it wasn't enough. They're still very, frail. And DB has the same premise of equips here. Better defense equips. But these units, because they're transforming, which they didn't factor, it's just too much. It's just too much. Especially Kaioken specifically. It's too much guard. It's just too much. You cannot beat it down with different units. You will struggle your whole entire time. And I don't know what that's going to create for the future. It just makes me think, what are we going to get into here? What are we going for here? Are we going for alienation of literally 2 or 3 month old units? Is that what we want? I don't want that. I like people use the old units and seeing like, oh, this guy can maybe cook right here. And then they actually cook. It's like a unit you would never expect. And then they actually fry. Well, if they go the same route that they're going here, I could even use the old units to see how they do, because they're all going to do the same thing. I will have my MZ looking like the Tag 4s yet again. And I don't want that. I personally don't want that. You probably don't want that. I know you don't own the Saiyan Saga units. You don't own every unit. You don't own everything. Like, you're not sold on everything. You shouldn't. You don't want these units to be crept within 2 damn weeks type shit. Like, I don't know, man. I don't know. They just made the perfect... Like, right now it's unbalanced. So I don't want to say, like, Storm of Hell, but because, like, I don't know what's coming. But for now, what else could I say? How do you beat this team without getting a literal lucky setting? You don't. You just don't. Unless you are lucky, or your opponent's that complete dog shit, which I've experienced in my opponent's being complete ass and I win with some trash. But commonality-wise, if you are not lucky to snipe Kaioken, you just won't beat this trio. And that's just the nature of it. That shouldn't be a thing, though. A one-man army type shit that could just overflow such a degree. Like, I get being a good unit individually. I get it. Kaioken is that. MUI is that. But MUI's level of oppression to create such a disastrous cause is not in the Kaioken sphere. With everything, the defense, the support, the gauge, everything. MUI's far below. I mean, I thought, MUI's still number 1. Nah, bro. Nah. Also, I keep saying 25% health. I'm not mentioning Yajirobe, who gives 22%. So that's 47% health. If you think that's balanced, I couldn't tell you how unbalanced that is. It's a lot. I mean, I see Fiku's with like 4.5. I've seen Kaioken's with like 4.1. I've seen it all. Again, you could bench Kakarot here too. So you can really just hammer home. What is that? I can't even do the math. 25, 47, 67% health. 67% health on Kaioken Goku. This is ridiculous. I don't know what we're gonna do. I don't know what they're gonna do. I worry for this Ultra. In like a bad sense. Like, he just might not be good enough. I genuinely do. I feel like they just might undertune. Because they thought these units were like not the cusp of cusp. Again, Kaioken specifically more. But I feel like they might just undertune that Ultra. He might get the same damage guard, but he's not transforming, so guess what? He ain't as bulky. Even if he gets 200% damage guard the Ultra, I feel like Kaioken's still going to be more bulky. Easily. Again, transforming stats. The Ultra's not going to transform. I mean, most likely not. We don't know, but most likely not. Let's say they get 200%. This guy, Kaioken, would still be more bulky. I don't know, bro. I just worry. What do you guys think of this? I don't know what this is. I just felt the need to speak. I'll see you in the next one.